This is a follow-up to the video, Does Gravity Depend on a Physical Change in the Permittivity and Permeability of the Vacuum?, which herein will be referred to as this hypothesis. The purpose of this follow-up is to make further intelligible this hypothesis. I am going to break down this talk into 3 sections. Each section is simply a main point, and all 3 points together are the gist of the entire hypothesis. The gist is as follows. 1. The speed of light is a function of physical qualities of a medium. 2. The physical qualities of the medium are the electric permittivity and magnetic permeability. 3. Gravity is an effect of the quantitative change in the physical qualities of the medium. Let's begin Section 1. Section 1. The speed of light is a function of physical qualities of a medium. There is a large body of evidence which demonstrates that light is a wave. All waves are necessarily the consequence of a medium, and the propagation velocity of a wave is a function of/dependent on the physical qualities of that medium. The part about what light is, being a wave, and why it is relevant to this gravitational hypothesis is that light must necessarily be the effect of a medium. This gravitational hypothesis necessarily depends on a space-permeating medium. Accordingly, without a medium, without physical qualities, there can be no gravity. Section 2. The physical qualities of the medium are the electric permittivity and magnetic permeability. Through humanity's study of electricity and magnetism, there were electromagnetic qualities which were discovered which were labeled the electric permittivity and the magnetic permeability. Independently of the study of electricity and magnetism, humanity had also been directly measuring what the speed of light was. It was noticed that ultimately these electromagnetic properties, which are the electric permittivity and the magnetic permeability, were together quantitatively related to the directly measured speed of light. This would suggest that if light is a wave, and all waves are a consequence of a medium, and the speed of light is a function of the properties of that medium, then those properties of the medium are inherently electromagnetic, and those electromagnetic properties are the electric permittivity and the magnetic permeability. Section 3. Gravity is an effect of the quantitative change in the physical qualities of the medium. The consequences from the above, which yield what gravity is as follows. The hypothesis begins with the postulate that the speed of light, regardless of what its value is locally invariant for all inertial frames of reference. This seems to suggest that the local metric for any local reference frame is determined by the speed of light, regardless of whatever that local speed of light might be. For simplicity, think of this metric as a ruler/yardstick, but in this case, the ruler is not a distance, but is a speed. Now, if the properties of the medium were to quantitatively change, as perceived from a distant observer, what would happen to the size of the ruler? The ruler would change in size according to the distant observer, but according to an observer local to this change, whose size would co-change proportionally with the ruler, the local observer would observe no such change in the size of the ruler. This is what is going on regarding gravity. The size of the ruler is not changing according to the local observer within a given gravitational field, which is why this observer feels no such acceleration. But a distant observer sees the size of the other observer's ruler change, and consequently observes the other observer accelerate. This is the equivalence principle. So what is any given ruler physically made of? Any given ruler is physically made of the qualities of electric permittivity and magnetic permeability. So, when these physical qualities quantitatively change, the effect is gravity. So perhaps the simple intuitive way to understand what gravity is in this context is that gravity is the effect of a gradient in these physical qualities, the qualities of which are the electric permittivity and the magnetic permeability. These qualities are quantitatively changing from point to point from the source of what we would call the gravitating body.